There are some incredible games coming out in August and September. I wanted to take a look at the top 10 and see which ones we're more likely to play. Let's jump right into it with Atlas Fallen, which is actually coming out in the next 2 weeks. Combat looks really good. It has a God of War style to it that I really like. It's an online co-op game, so Gekox and I will more than likely check it out. We're going to be checking it out when it drops on August 10th. Later in the month, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is set to be a multiplayer horror game. I would imagine it's similar to Dead by Daylight, where you're either playing as the killer, trying to stop anyone from escaping, or where you're playing as the victims, basically trying to escape. I'm not the biggest multiplayer horror fan, but I am a big fan of the movies. I'm likely to check this one out when it drops on August 18th. Also in August, we have Immortals of Aveum, which is by far one of the more unique games on this list. It's a first-person magic shooter, and frankly, that sounds pretty awesome. As I understand it, the studio is made up of developers that worked on Dead Space as well as Call of Duty, so I expect some stellar gunplay in this. Immortals of Aveum is releasing on August 22nd. I'll definitely be checking it out. Ending August off, we have Daymare 1994, the prequel to Daymare 1998. This is a single-player horror shooter, and many people are marking it as a Resident Evil style game, more the remakes. The great thing is that there's already a demo available, and based on what I've seen so far, I'm pretty keen to jump into this on August 30th. Moving over to September, we have Starfield, which is Bethesda's next big game. A lot of people are calling it Skyrim in space, and having had a look at the Starfield showcase, the game has a lot to offer. There's space battles, randomly generated planets, massive cities to explore, base building, and even ship building. Listen, I'm here for it. Starfield is dropping September 5th and will be free on the Xbox Pass as well. Another free Xbox Pass drop in September is Lies of P. This is a darker take on the Pinocchio story, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I jumped into the demo briefly and had a lot of fun with it. The combat was challenging, but pretty fluid once you sort of get the hang of it, which is something we've come to expect from Souls-like games. The art style, the setting, the backdrop for this game is really beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it. It's dropping September 18th. And then September 19th, the very next day, we have Mortal Kombat 1 dropping. Now, I don't play a lot of fighting games. I used to love them back in the arcade, but never really got into them as something I would play at home. This is definitely something I'm going to be playing. Based on the trailer, the story switch up, the insane gore, the new combat system, I'm definitely going to be checking this one out. One day later, we have Payday 3 dropping. This is another online co-op game that I'll be checking out with Gekox. It's going to be free to play on the Xbox Pass as well. It looks like pretty much the same thing as Payday 2, heists, bank robberies, lots of mayhem. It's set in New York, which is always a great backdrop for this type of game. It's releasing September 20th. Definitely going to be checking that out. September 21st, we have Robocop Rogue City. Here's the thing. I loved the original Robocop movies as a kid. I didn't even mind the 2014 remake, so I'm all for a Robocop game. But it has to be done right. So far, the gameplay looks interesting. It looks like they've got a little bit of story there, so I'm definitely going to be checking this out when it releases, September 21st. Last up in September, we have Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. This is the much anticipated DLC to Cyberpunk 2077. I was one of the unfortunates to play Cyberpunk on the release, and although I enjoyed the game, it was definitely a rough launch for CD Projekt Red. With this DLC, they're promising mass improvements to the game, new regions, and of course a compelling continuation of the story, seeing Keanu Reeves back as Johnny and introducing Idris Elba to the universe. I haven't really jumped back into the Cyberpunk universe since I finished 2077, so I'm excited for this one. It's dropping September 25th. And that's it, guys. Those are the games I'm most looking forward to and most likely to play in the next 2 months. I will make another video covering October and November as we get closer to the time. If you like the video, like the video. I'll see you guys next time.